Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. I am super excited about this video. Early in the year, it may have been last year, but some time ago, I had this thought, because it was all about when D&D 2024 was getting released. And I was thinking to myself, man, look at all this excitement that there is for this game. There's a lot of people making content for it, and people are seeing the new books, and they're looking through the books, and they're creating characters and playing games, and trying to see what's changed and all that kind of stuff. You had all those videos coming out from Wizards talking about the changes that were coming, and there's all this buzz and excitement about it. And as that was going on, I was just thinking to myself and kind of lamenting a little bit about how I missed that with 4th edition, because I didn't get involved with 4th edition until 2012. And so that was my real discovery of D&D in general, was really 2012. And by that point, I didn't realize at the time, but by that point, 4th edition had already been abandoned. So I never experienced that kind of excitement for 4th edition when it was new. It comes out in 2008. D&D is not even a thing that I'm doing. And so by the time I did it, they had already moved on from it. And so I missed out on all of that. And, and I see that happening I saw it with 5th edition, and I saw it with 2024. And, you see it with Daggerheart and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, I wish we had that same level of excitement for 4th edition. And I wish, what if I was to pretend that 4th edition was the latest edition of the game? What if we ignore all the other stuff and say, you know what? Wizards just came out with a new edition of the game. It's called 4th edition. Let's take a look at it. And that was what was running through my head as this idea of something, because obviously 4th edition is my favorite edition of the game. And I missed out on all of that excitement when it actually happened. And, maybe somehow we could try to recreate that as this 4th edition community and, build the excitement in the same way that you get for these other games. And so that's what's been running through my head as a thing. And I feel like I want to give it a try, because, I look at, think about like the OSR community. Here's a game that's been gone for a long time. The BECMI and BX editions of the game, those are way older than 4th edition even, but there's a whole community that focuses on their game, the game they love to play, and bringing new people into that game and getting other new people excited about that game. And that's a community that's growing. Why can't we do the same thing with 4th edition? Why can't we have that kind of excitement for 4th edition in the same way that the other people have for their favorite edition of the game? That's what I want to try to do. I've been thinking about how to do that. What can I do on this channel to try to shift some of the focus to really try to grow that community and get people excited about it? So, because ultimately, I want to imagine that 4th edition is new. I want to know what that excitement was like. I want to know what I missed out on. So, hey, let's do it. Let's imagine that 4th edition is the brand new edition of the game. Because I know the world is filled with people they've heard a lot about 4th edition. They've probably heard a lot of bad things about 4th edition. Some of them are not willing to even try it because of those things that they've heard. But I think there's plenty of people who are like, yeah, I've heard all the noise, but I'm still curious about it because I've heard enough good stuff from some people that I feel like it's worth trying. But where do I go? Where would I go to get information? Sure, there's a lot of sources out there, because the internet did exist when 4th edition came out, so you can go find things. But a lot of it is dated. A lot of that information is, from way back when it came out and maybe hasn't been updated. And the number of people that have channels and things where they talk about 4th edition is relatively limited. So, there's not a lot out there that is current. And I feel like that's something that we can try to fix. So this is what I want this community to kind of evolve into. I think as I was thinking about this, I think about the fact that I've kind of been an advocate for 4th edition. I talk a lot about what I love about 4th edition and why it was good. And I do a lot of comparisons between other things and, trying to break through that noise of what people might have heard about the game. And I really want to take it to the next level and be a champion for it. That's the thing that I've had in my head, is that I don't want to just be an advocate. I want to be a champion. I want to be somebody that's actually out there saying, you know what? Not only do I think this game is good, I think you will as well. And I want to help you to learn this game and play this game. I want to help you figure out how you can convince your friends to play this game. And maybe you won't like it. Maybe you'll play it and you'll be like, yeah, it's just not for me. That's fine. No worries. And but I appreciate that you would even give it a try. I want to provide a place for you to at least have that chance to learn about it in the right way and answer your questions if you've got them, and treat it as though, like there is an active community for this game. Just, and as much as there was back in 2008, it's still here. And I want there to be that place for people to go. So that's my intention. Now, I don't know, some of you watching this might be like, hey, you've been part of this channel for a long time and part of this community, and you might be looking at this and saying, wait a minute, what's changing? Are you doing something that's like, not really. I mean, this is a lot of bluster. I'm sitting here talking about all this stuff and everything. I think this is more about adding to what this channel is. I still intend to talk. I mean, it's all about 4th edition, and I will still talk about the nostalgic aspects of the game. I will still have rants where I advocate for the game. I will still push back when I hear complaints about things that I feel are unfounded. I will have all that stuff. And I'll also talk about some of the rules, but I think there will be additional content that is more specifically geared towards people who are maybe new to it. And I hope that the existing community that has been playing the game for a long time will help me in sharing that information. I know that from when we've gotten comments before from people who are kind of new to it, the community has been awesome about helping people to learn about the game and answer questions and be very constructive in everything. So that's what I want to do. So I'm trying to put together more stuff that talks about character creation. I want to do some more book reviews, maybe re-review some of the books I've already reviewed, but maybe with a different perspective now, a couple of years down the road. We'll do encounter building. We'll do how to prepare a session. We'll talk about reflections of my own experiences, and anything that has to do with helping to improve the number of people that are playing this game and love this game, and by helping them that are willing to try it. So the one big, the white dragon in the room is always, of course, going to be about playing the game, because ultimately that's what we want to do. And, you can learn all you want, you can talk all you want, but actually playing the game is where it really matters. And I won't make any promises because I can't just yet, but I really do hope that I can get to a point where I can get back to actually playing some games, where I can, depending on how many people are interested in playing the games, we can, have set up whatever we're going to set up and have actual games that won't necessarily be like live games. But I'm not talking about even doing live games where they're on YouTube, or recorded games that get published on YouTube. I'm just talking about just playing games. Somehow we have something set up where I can DM some games and people that are interested can play. I don't know whether they would be free, like for subscribers, or whether I would charge for them. I'm always hesitant about that, but you will see. I don't have an answer for that one just yet. I want to get there. I just don't know what it is. So that'll be something that comes a little later down the road, maybe as part of phase 2 of some of this shift. So I've got a lot in my mind, and we'll change things as we go, and we'll learn from the experiences, and we'll see how it is. So one other thing is that, I know I mentioned that I'm kind of treat it as though 4th edition was just released and it's a new edition, but I don't mean that in the sense that I'm going to pretend that chronologically we're going to go in order and say, okay, now we have the player's handbook and we're going to pretend the rest of the books don't exist yet. And then we don't talk about this other book until sometime later, when you will say, okay, now this other book is, we're not going to be that fancy about it. We might talk about things maybe on the anniversary of when that book was released. We'll maybe do a review and we'll talk about some things or whatever, but we're not going to pretend the other books don't exist. We'll just, that it's more just about the excitement about imagining that 4th edition as a game is fresh and new and exciting, and we're going to have content that's really focused on that and what the community needs to help with that. So that's the intention there. Also, I don't intend to pretend that other games don't exist. For 5th edition is out there, Pathfinder 2nd edition is out there, Tales of the Valiant, all these games, they're there. I'm not going to really talk much about them, but there will be things where it's like, hey, you know what? There is some connection between this thing in 5th edition or this thing in Pathfinder 2nd edition and how it ties back. There's certainly place for us to talk about that as well. Again, the key is just, I want to have that same level of excitement about 4th edition and where people can go to learn about 4th edition and get their questions answered and learn how to play the game as the same way that you have that people learn about Daggerheart or Shadow Dark or, even the OSR. I want that same level of excitement on this channel. And so it's just now, maybe more about just me stepping up my game to try to get the community as excited about 4th edition as I am. So that's the intention. That's why I'm excited about this. And they say, if you want to get something done, the best thing you can do is publicize it. So here I am, I'm laying down the gauntlet and saying, this is what I want to do. And hopefully because of that, and now everybody can hold me to that, and I will commit to it and start getting that done. So hopefully in the next week or so, you'll start seeing some new videos about how to create characters or some of the other content as well. So I would love to hear in the comments. Go ahead and let me know what you would like to see. As if you are interested in 4th edition and there's things that you would like to see videos on that could help you understand the game a little better, or you want to learn about things, you'd like to see some tutorials on how to do certain things, put those down in the comments. I'd love to see what that looks like, and so I can understand what people would like to see. If you are someone who already knows 4th edition and you have some ideas about what we might want to do to help grow this community, to get it out there in front of more people, to get the truth about 4th edition out there, and help bring people in to learn how to play the game, and get more advocates for the game. Love to hear those things in the comments as well. Anything constructive, as long as the comments are constructive and respectful, I am all for it. So please go ahead and put those down there. Outside of that, do subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to the newsletter. That link is down in the description as well. I will continue to be putting content out in the newsletter. And then also, if you're wanting to get into 4th edition and you're interested in getting some of the books, and you want to purchase some of that stuff through like DriveThruRPG or for Noble Knight Games, I have affiliate links down in the description, and that would help support the channel. Doesn't cost you anything more than what you would normally pay for those things anyway, but it would help support the channel. So to help you get started on that. So anyway, but that's where I'm at. I hope that you're as excited as I am about this, and I hope that I can actually stick to it and meet my commitments and my ideas about what I want to do, because I'm super excited. So but anyway, love to see your comments down there. Until next time, take care.